In this video, we are going to talk further about applications of exponential growth and decay by compound and continuous interest. So our compound interest equation is shown below, and let's talk about what the different parts mean. So our A, which is our output, is our amount in the account after interest. Our P is the initial principal. Just the amount invested. Our R is our interest rate. And again, we're going to take that percent and make it into a decimal, just like we were doing with exponential growth and decay. Our N is the number of times compounded. Each year. And so what that means is, like if it's monthly, that would be 12. If it's semi-annually, that would be 2. If it's quarterly, that would be 4, etc. And then the T is our time, and it must be in years. All right, so now that we know all this, let's give this a try with an equation. So it says if you deposit $5,000 in an account that pays 4% annual interest, find the balance after 5 years if the interest is compounded annually. All right, so I'm going to label my key things. So my principal is $5,000. My rate is 0.04, because again, we got to take that 4 and move the decimal point over 2 times. My N is going to be once, because it's compounded once a year. And my T is going to be 5 years. So I'm going to take all those and I'm going to plug them into my formula. 5,000 times 1 plus 0.04 over 1. And then the 1 times 5 power. So I'm going to plug this in my calculator. I'm just going to do 1 times 5 in my head, which I know is 5. And so if I plug this in my calculator, 5,000 parentheses 1 plus 0.04 divided by 1, close parentheses, to the 5th power. And I'm going to get $6,083.26. How much would you have if it was compounded monthly? So now we're going to use all the same variables. I'm just going to change my N. So it's going to be 5,000 times 1 plus 0.04 over 12. And then I have 12 times 5. So now my exponent is going to be 60. So when I type that in, I'm going to change that to a 60. So 1 plus 0.04, 5,000 parentheses 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12 to the 60th power. And I would get $6,104.98. All right, it says if you deposit $10,000 in an account that earns 8% interest compounded quarterly for 18 years, how much will be in that account? So my principal is $10,000. My rate is 0.08. My number of times compounded, if it's quarterly, that's 4. And my time is going to be 18. So A is going to equal 10,000 times 1 plus 0.08 divided by 4 to the 4 times 18th power. So I'm going to do 4 times 18. And I'm going to get, so my exponent is going to be 72. So I'm going to type in 10,000 times 1 plus 0.08 divided by 4. To the 72nd power. And I would get $41,611.40. Right now, if it was compounded weekly, all right, so how many weeks in a year? 52. So that means it's compounded 52 times in a year. So I'm going to I'm going to keep everything the same except for that my n value, which is what's underneath my 0.08. And I'm going to have 52 times 18. So my exponent is going to be 52 times 18. It's going to be a big number. 936. So I'm going to type this in my calculator. (936th power). Ooh, 42,160.28. So $42,160.28. Another formula we can use to calculate interest if our interest is compounded continuously is this equation: A equals P E R to the T, RT to the RT power. So when we see something that says compounded continuously, we're going to use this formula, versus previously we talked about being compounded monthly, yearly, etc. So if I'm going to use this formula, E is just part of the formula. That's actually a button in our calculator, so we're not plugging anything in for E. But we're depositing $3,000, so that's my P. My interest rate is 5%, so my R is going to be 0.05. Compounded continuously, again, just tells us we're using this formula, because notice there's no N like in our previous formula. And now we're going to find the account balance after 15 years. So I'm going to do 3,000 times E to the 0.05 times 15 power. Now, if you have a newer calculator, you can leave it as a multiplication problem. If you have a Casio or an older calculator, you actually want to multiply these two together before placing it in your calculator. So I'm going to do that model. So I'm going to do 0.05 times 15. And so I'm going to get 0.75. So when I type it in my calculator, I'm going to type it in my calculator as 3,000 e to the 0.75 power. So 3,000. Your E button is, on a TI is on the left side. You're going to do second, the one that says LN. And then it's going to make E to the power. You're going to do 0.75. If you're not sure how to find this button, feel free to ask me and I can show you. So actually we get $6,351.00. All right, the second section says the annual percentage rate, or the APR, is the interest when it's calculated annually versus quarterly versus monthly. So Andrea wants to invest $2,000 at her bank, and she has 3 different CD options. She has one that compounds annually, a statement that compounds quarterly, and one that compounds monthly. All are the same APR, meaning we're having the same rate of 0.03. And she's going to do it for 5 years. And so she wants to compare using the compound interest formula. So we're actually going to go back and we're going to use this formula from the page before. I'll write it right here. We're going to compare the 3 accounts and see which one would be best. Basically, which one is she going to earn the most. So the first one is the annual CD. So that's when we're being compounded once a year. The quarterly is when we're compounding 4 times a year. And that money market was the one that was doing it. The money market savings was compounding monthly. So I know that for all of these, my P value was this 2,500. We said my rate was 0.03 and my T was 5. So A is going to equal 2,500. 1 plus 0.03 over 1, and then the 1 times 5 power. So again, I'm going to do 1 times 5, so this becomes 5, the 5th power, and then I'm going to type that in my calculator. So 2,500 times 1 plus 0.03 divided by 1 to the 5th power. And I'm going to get $2,898.19. All right, so for quarterly, my equation is going to look really similar, except for in the end spot, I'm going to have a 4. And so I'm going to have 4 dividing my rate, and I'm going to have 4 times 5. So my new exponent is going to be 20. So I'm going to type in 2,500, 1 plus 0.03 divided by 4 to the 20th power. And I'm going to get $2,902.96. All right, the last one, again, very similar, except for now we're compounding monthly. So now my n is 12. So my 12 is going to go below my rate, and I'm going to do 12 times 5 as my exponent. So my new exponent is going to be 60. So 2,500, 1 plus 0.03 divided by 12 to the 60th power. And I'm going to get $2,904.04. So looking at all these, it says explain what investment advice you'd give Andrea and why. And so I would say the more times it's compounded, so if it was compounded once, I got this amount of money. When it's compounded 4 times a year, and then when it's compounded 12 times a year, so monthly, that was the most amount of money. So the more times it's compounded, the account is compounded, the more money you'll receive. The more, I would say, instead of more money, the more interest you'll receive. All right, the last question says, what if it was compounded continuously? So let's check that. So that means I'm going to use this formula we talked about at the very top, where it's A equals PERT. And so I'm going to have A is going to equal 2,500 e to the 0.03 times 5. So 0.03 times 5 is 0.15. So in my calculator, I'm going to type in 2,500 e to the 0.15 power. And let's see what that gets me. I would get $2,904.58. Or actually, it's 58. It's going to be 59 cents. Sorry about that. So this is the best deal. Is when it's compounded continuously, we're definitely going to get the most money.